Hi, what's up YouTube? In today's video I'm going to show you how to use this Homax wall texture ProGrade Knockdown. I'm also going to be using this handy tool off to the right side here called the Homax Knockdown knife. If you would like to check out these two awesome products, then just check out the link in the description below. So for today's project I needed to use this texturing because I wanted to match the wall to the existing texture, and I basically needed to cut out the wall because I needed to get rid of a washer and dryer that was a stackable unit, and I wanted to replace the old unit with some individual washer and dryers that are full size. So the very first thing you want to do before you start this project is make sure you tape off everything and you sand everything down as smooth as possible. And after you're done doing that, then you want to shake up this can vigorously upside down over 5 minutes, because you want this thing to be nice and consistent when it comes out. Next, there's a red tab on the back that you have to pull off, and then on the front you have to break off a piece of the gray tab so you can actually start using it. The back lever is for your pressure. I like to leave that in the middle, and you can basically start spraying this thing from about maybe 1.5 feet to 2 feet to get the right texture. But the very front is for your texturing, how much you want to come out. If you want it to be fine, you just switch it off to the left, and if you want it to be heavy, then you just turn it to the right. For best results, I highly recommend that you shake up this can vigorously all throughout your project. And remember to test out different areas of texture based on your settings on either a piece of plastic or a cardboard. And remember, your very first spray that comes from this nozzle is usually very messy and it doesn't come out properly. So definitely your very first spray from this can needs to be tested somewhere other than your main project that you plan on spraying. When it comes to knocking down the texture, I like to wet up my knockdown knife and just make it slightly damp. After you spray your texture onto the wall, you want to wait roughly about a minute or two until you start to see the glistening shine turn into a matte finish, and then you know it's ready to knock down. So you're just basically going to almost try to run parallel with the texture of the wall and kind of press down firmly. The harder you push down is the more flat the texture is going to come out. The lighter that you push down is the higher the texture will be. So your goal is not to apply too much pressure, because then you'll be scraping off the texture. If you apply like a moderate amount of pressure, then all you'll be doing is just knocking off the high points of the texture, and you'll have some fascinating results. I honestly found it easier to work in sections and just spray certain texture on certain areas, so I wasn't rushing and have to worry about the texture drying too fast. I'll just spray down a certain section, wait 2 minutes, and then knock it down with the knockdown knife, and then spray another portion. Again, your goal is to spray in random circular motions and try to blend it into the existing texture that's on the wall. Whenever you're done with your texturing spray can, all you have to do is turn it upside down, spray it out, and you're ready to store it for your next project. Next, you just want to wait about 60 minutes to an hour for your texture to dry. If you don't wait long enough, then what happens is whenever you use a roller or a paintbrush, you're going to end up flattening out and messing up your texture, and then the wall's going to look flat. After your texture is nice and dry, then you're ready to go and paint, but you want to make sure that you match the color and also match the finish. Make sure that it's either a matte, a satin, or a high gloss, semi-gloss finish, and you're ready to go. In this case here, I use a flat pure white, and they match the color perfectly, and basically I just use a 4-inch roller to do this whole project. Behr paint provides excellent coverage, so if you want to do your first coat, you can go up and down. The second coat, I would go left to right, and you'll get excellent coverage. If you're near like a door panel, I'd highly recommend that you use a nice little brush to cut in and get the nice detail along the edge. But if you're doing these flat areas here, a 4-inch roller is perfect for this project. Here's what it looks like after 2 coats. It just needs to dry, and you'll see that it will match perfectly after it dries, because right now it has a satin finish to it, but once it dries it'll be flat. But you can see how the texture blends in nicely with the existing wall, and I'm trying to pan around so you can see the inside and outside of everything. Here's what the completed project looks like. It's all done. I can now accommodate a full-size washer and dryer that's a lot more reliable than a stackable unit. These are just a few before and after photos of the different stages of this project. I hope you all enjoyed the different tips that I gave you, and if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. And as always, thank you all for watching.